Welcome back, coin master lovers, treasure hunters, and history enthusiasts. If you're watching this video right now, consider yourself lucky, because you might be holding on to a small piece of American history worth way more than you ever imagined. That's right, we're diving deep into the fascinating and shocking world of a very specific and rare coin, the 2005 P. Roosevelt dime, a coin that was minted for regular pocket change, but is now turning heads in the coin collecting world for its hidden worth. Stay with us till the very end, because what we're about to reveal might just change the way you look at your spare change forever. Yes, we're talking about a dime that could be worth up to $92,000 in today's market. And no, this is not a joke. This is real. This is America's hidden treasure hiding in plain sight. The 2005 P. Roosevelt dime might look ordinary at first glance. It's just 10 cents, right? A coin millions of Americans have used daily without thinking twice. But behind its humble face lies a powerful story of legacy, design, error, rarity, and astronomical value. The Roosevelt dime has been in circulation since 1946, and it was created to honor one of the most respected American presidents in history, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. He led the country through the Great Depression and most of World War II. His leadership, courage, and contribution to the founding of the March of Dimes made him the perfect figure to represent America's smallest but most powerful denomination, the dime. Now let's rewind to the year 2005. A time when iPods were booming, social media was beginning to take over the world, and the U.S. Mint was quietly producing millions of Roosevelt dimes out of Philadelphia, marked with a tiny P just above the date. While most of these dimes were struck normally and faded into the economy without a second thought, a few of them, a very select few, were struck with rare errors, unique conditions, or were preserved in absolutely perfect mint state. These are the dimes that collectors are paying big money for. Some of these coins have now fetched prices as high as $92,000 at exclusive auctions and private sales. And yes, you heard that number correctly. A single 2005 P dime selling for as much as a luxury car or a down payment on a house. So what makes this particular 2005 P Roosevelt dime so incredibly valuable? Let's break it down. First and foremost, it comes down to condition. Coins that have been perfectly preserved without a single scratch or mark, also known as mint state or MS coins, are highly prized. An MS-68 or MS-69 2005 P Roosevelt dime is extremely rare. It means the coin was never circulated, never dropped in a coin jar, and never scratched or scuffed. It's like it was frozen in time, exactly as it came out of the press at the mint. Then there are the rare error coins, the holy grail of modern coin collecting. Some 2005 P dimes were struck off-center, double-struck, or show what collectors call a die clash, where parts of the design overlap or are imprinted in odd places due to a malfunction during minting. These errors are not just oddities, they are golden tickets in the world of numismatics. Depending on the severity and visibility of the error, these dimes can skyrocket in value. And let's not forget the demand. Right now, coin collecting is more popular than ever. With online marketplaces, social media coin communities, and viral videos revealing hidden treasures in people's pockets, the demand for rare coins is exploding. People are willing to pay tens of thousands of dollars just to own one of these gems. And when supply is low, which it absolutely is for perfect condition or error 2005 P Roosevelt dimes, prices shoot through the roof. We're seeing collectors offering insane amounts to secure just one top-tier example. Now, you might be wondering how many of these dimes exist? The U.S. Mint struck over 1 billion dimes in 2005, so how rare could it be? That's the trick. Out of the billions produced, only a microscopic percentage, possibly less than 100, are known to exist in perfect condition or with those rare errors. Imagine a massive ocean of coins, and somewhere in that ocean is a handful of sparkling diamonds. That's what we're talking about here. 1 billion ordinary coins, and just a few extraordinary ones that could make you rich. So where can you find one? Believe it or not, people are discovering these valuable dimes in the most unexpected places: inside old change jars, tucked into drawers, in rolls of coins from the bank, or mixed in with cash register returns. All it takes is a careful eye and a little patience. Flip over your change, examine those dates, and look closely at the mint marks. If you find a 2005 Roosevelt dime with a P mint mark, don't spend it, inspect it. Look at the surface. Is it shiny and clean? No scratches, no signs of wear? You might have a mint state coin. See any oddities in the lettering, design, or rim? You might have an error coin. Either way, it's worth sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC to get it authenticated and graded. That's how you get to the big leagues auctions, collectors, and serious buyers who are willing to pay life-changing amounts. And even if your 2005 P dime isn't worth $92,000, don't be discouraged. Lower-grade mint-condition dimes can still bring in hundreds or even thousands of dollars. It's not all or nothing. The coin collecting world values history, uniqueness, and preservation, and your dime might just have that magic mix.to the untrained eye. It's just another piece of pocket change. But to someone who knows what to look for, it's a hidden treasure, a silent witness to the story of American currency, a tiny piece of metal that could unlock a huge payday. The Roosevelt dime is not just a coin, it's a tribute, a masterpiece, and potentially a ticket to thousands of dollars, all in the palm of your hand. So the next time you're about to hand over a dime, without a second thought, stop. Look. Check the date. Look for that tiny P. Check the surface. Because you never know, that little coin might be your next big jackpot. In a world where fortunes are hidden in everyday places, the 2005 P Roosevelt dime proves that sometimes the smallest things hold the biggest value. If you found this story fascinating, if you're now itching to check your change jar, hit that like button, share this video with a friend, and drop a comment if you've ever come across a rare coin in the wild. Who knows, maybe your story will be the next viral discovery. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep your eyes open and your coins close. Your treasure might be waiting just under your nose. Today, we're diving into a small coin with a massive legacy. You've probably passed it by 100 times. Maybe it's sitting quietly in your pocket right now. But what if I told you that the 1990 Roosevelt 1 dime, yes, that small 10-cent coin with Liberty and In God We Trust engraved on the front, could be worth as much as $92,000 in the collector's market today? That's right, a coin that once bought a piece of candy could now buy you a luxury car or even a small house. But how? What makes this particular dime so valuable, so special, and so rare that collectors and investors are chasing after it across the globe? Buckle up, because we are going on a thrilling ride into the history, mystery, and market mania behind the 1990 Roosevelt dime. Let's begin by zooming back into history. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who had died just the year before. He was a key figure during the Great Depression and World War II, and more importantly, he helped bring awareness and support to those suffering from polio, a disease he personally battled for most of his life. The March of Dimes campaign, which Roosevelt backed passionately, raised funds for polio research and laid the foundation for a nationwide movement. It was only fitting that when the U.S. Mint decided to create a new dime design, Roosevelt would be the face of it. Since then, the dime has carried his profile with the inscriptions, "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the date placed neatly on the obverse side. Fast forward to 1990. By this time, the Roosevelt dime had been in circulation for over 4 decades. But something subtle and incredible happened in that year that now sends shivers down the spines of serious numismatists. While millions of 1990 dimes were struck by the Philadelphia and Denver mints, a tiny percentage of them were produced with errors, rare dyes, or in conditions so flawless that they became instant treasures in the eyes of coin collectors. Even more shocking is the fact that some of these dimes managed to survive over 3 decades without ever being scratched, scuffed, or dirted. They slipped into rolls, bags, or even directly into collector hands, never experiencing the rough and tumble world of pocket change. And those few pristine examples, especially in mint state grades like MS-68 and above, are now commanding staggering figures in auctions, with one such coin being valued at a jaw-dropping $92 000. But what makes a coin like the 1990 Roosevelt dime skyrocket to such astronomical figures? It's not just about age or appearance. It's about a combination of rarity, historical significance, condition, and demand. First off, the total mintage of the 1990 Roosevelt dime is not inherently rare. Both the Philadelphia and Denver mints struck hundreds of millions. But high-grade examples, especially those that are untouched, uncirculated, and certified by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, are incredibly hard to come by. Coins graded at MS68 or higher are considered near perfect, with ultra-sharp strikes, original luster, and zero imperfections under magnification. Add to that a full bands designation where the torch on the reverse side shows complete horizontal bands with full separation, and you have a true gem in the world of coin collecting. Then there's the mystery of die varieties and minting errors. Some 1990 dimes have been found with off-center strikes, double dies, and even no mint marks, all of which increase their desirability and market value. A famous example is the 1990 No S proof dime, which was struck without the S mint mark typically found on proof coins from San Francisco. That single mistake created one of the rarest modern dimes ever produced. While we're talking about the regular circulation 1990 Roosevelt dime today, even minor varieties and errors can turn a common coin into a prized possession, especially if discovered early and preserved well. Let's not forget the emotional factor. Many collectors feel connected to certain decades. The 1990s hold a special nostalgic value for millions of Americans. A dime from that era, especially one with flawless surfaces and clear historical importance, hits differently than just any other coin. Combine that emotion with rarity, and you've got a recipe for serious bidding wars. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers have witnessed fierce competition over high-grade Roosevelt dimes, pushing values to levels never thought possible. But how do you know if your 1990 Roosevelt dime is one of those rare and valuable pieces? Start by examining it closely under good lighting. Look for sharp details, especially on Roosevelt's hair, the letters in Liberty, and the torch and branches on the reverse side. If the coin has little to no wear, you might be looking at an uncirculated specimen. Then check for mint marks. A D indicates Denver, P for Philadelphia, and an S for San Francisco proofs. If your coin has no mint mark at all and appears to be a proof, you might just be holding a No S variety, one of the rarest modern coins in American history. Next, consider sending it to a professional coin grading service. Certification not only authenticates the coin's grade but also boosts its market value significantly. A coin graded MS68 or MS69 by PCGS, for example, becomes instantly more desirable to high-end collectors who trust those grades and are willing to pay premium prices. Even if your coin isn't perfect, unique characteristics like die cracks, repunched mint marks, or double strikes can still make it valuable. Now, let's talk dollars. While most 1990 Roosevelt dimes in circulated condition are worth only face value, just 10 cents, uncirculated or mint-state examples can fetch anywhere from $10 to several $100 depending on condition. But for those ultra-rare, high-grade pieces certified at MS68 or above with full bands, the value can soar into the thousands. And as we mentioned earlier, one such specimen has hit the market with an astonishing price tag of $92,000. That's right, $92,000 for a coin you might have overlooked in your change jar. That's the magic and madness of the numismatic world. So, what should you do now? The answer is simple: start searching. Go through your change. Look through your old coin rolls, piggy banks, and family heirlooms. Visit local coin shops and ask to see their Roosevelt dimes. You never know, the next $92,000 coin could be hiding in plain sight, just waiting to be discovered by someone who knows what to look for. And with the ever-growing interest in coin collecting, thanks to social media, YouTube, and online marketplaces, the demand for rare coins like the 1990 Roosevelt dime is only going to rise. In the world of coin collecting, knowledge is profit. The more you learn, the more valuable your finds become. That's why videos like this exist, to turn ordinary viewers into extraordinary treasure hunters. The 1990 Roosevelt dime is more than just a piece of metal. It's a slice of history. It's a symbol of legacy. And for a lucky few, it's a golden ticket to a fortune worth up to $92,000. So keep your eyes open, your mind curious, and your coins close. Because in the United States of America, even a 10-cent piece can turn your life upside down. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to Coins Master for more unbelievable coin facts and hidden treasures, and don't forget to share this with your friends because you never know who might be holding on to a fortune without even realizing it. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your next dime be worth a diamond. Today's story might just change how you look at your spare coins forever. Because right now, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in American history, the 1966 Roosevelt dime. This small silver-toned coin, with the iconic words "In God We Trust, Liberty, and United States of America," could be worth up to a jaw-dropping $92,000. That's right. A simple one-dime coin, maybe lying unnoticed in your drawer or purse, could be a fortune in disguise. So buckle up and stick with us as we explore how and why this unassuming 1966 dime might just turn you into the next lucky coin millionaire. Let's go back to the heart of the 1966 to be exact. The world was changing. The United States was racing through the space age, rock and roll was taking over the airwaves, and American coins were evolving with the times. But in the middle of it all, the U.S. Mint produced something unique, something that today has collectors around the world scrambling to find. That something was the 1966 Roosevelt dime. Although it was intended to be an ordinary piece of currency, what happened with a select few of these dimes makes them some of the most desirable coins ever struck. To understand the true power of the 1966 Roosevelt dime, we need to look at its place in U.S. coinage history. Before 1965, dimes were composed of 90% silver. But in 1965, the U.S. Mint decided to eliminate silver from dimes and quarters due to rising silver prices and widespread coin hoarding. That's when they introduced the copper-nickel-clad coins we use today. The 1966 dime was among the second wave of these new clad coins. But here's the twist. During this transitional period, some very rare minting errors and unique conditions occurred, and that's where the real value begins. Some 1966 dimes are now believed to have been accidentally struck on leftover silver planchets from 1964. Imagine that. Silver dimes sneaking their way into circulation in 1966, when they were no longer supposed to exist. These ultra-rare mistakes are a collector's dream. On top of that, there are varieties of the 1966 dime with strong strikes, full torch bands, and near-perfect conditions that make them incredibly desirable in the numismatic community. A normal worn 1966 dime might only be worth 10 cents. But when you find one in pristine condition, with brilliant uncirculated surfaces or a rare mint error, you could be holding a coin that fetches tens of thousands of dollars at auction. Now imagine this. You're sifting through an old coin jar, maybe something passed down from a relative, or maybe just change you got at the grocery store. You spot a 1966 dime. You think nothing of it at first. But then, upon closer inspection, you notice something strange. The coin feels different. It has a bright luster. The details of Roosevelt's hair and the torch on the reverse are sharper than usual. You do some research and realize what you've got. You take it to a professional grader, and boom, it comes back as MS-68 with full bands. Congratulations, you just struck it rich. Because coins like that, certified and slabbed by professional services like PCGS or NGC, have sold for as much as $92,000. That's not just hype. That's real money changing hands at real auctions, where serious collectors battle to own a piece of American history. Why is this particular coin so sought after? First, it's all about rarity and condition. Most 1966 dimes were heavily circulated. They were used daily, tossed into vending machines, and jingled around in pants pockets for decades. Finding one in near-perfect, uncirculated condition is almost like finding a needle in a haystack. Second, the historical significance of the year, and the coin adds another layer of desirability. And third, the possibility of mint errors or rare varieties, like silver planchet errors, missing clad layers, or doubled dies, turn an already interesting coin into a legendary one. Collectors today are on a relentless hunt for coins like this. Online marketplaces, coin shows, estate sales, and even pocket change are being searched every single day. It's a modern-day treasure hunt, and the prize is not just monetary. It's the thrill of discovery, the ownership of something unique, a tangible piece of the past. And when a coin has the potential to be worth $92,000, that thrill turns into a life-changing opportunity. Let's take a quick journey into some actual sales and stories that have made headlines. One collector discovered a brilliant uncirculated 1966 Roosevelt dime with full bands, graded MS-68 by PCGS, and that coin sold for an astronomical $92,000 at a public auction. Another example involved the dime struck on a silver planchet instead of the intended copper-nickel clad. That coin also soared to tens of thousands of dollars due to its rarity and mystery. These are not myths or rumors. These are documented, real-world cases that prove even the smallest coin can make the biggest difference. So how can you tell if you have a valuable 1966 Roosevelt dime? First, examine the coin's condition. If it's shiny, free of wear, and has crisp, well-defined details, it might be uncirculated. Look at the torch on the reverse. Are the horizontal bands on the torch clearly separated? That's a strong sign of a high-grade coin with full bands, which collectors pay huge premiums for. Next, consider getting it professionally graded. Services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate your coin, assign a grade, and encapsulate it for protection. A coin graded MS-65 or higher instantly gains value, especially if it has full bands or any minting anomalies. Now here's the most exciting part. You don't need to be a professional numismatist or millionaire to find one of these treasures. All you need is a good eye, a little knowledge, and the willingness to search. Check your change, ask your grandparents, dig through old piggy banks and forgotten coin jars. Because your 10-cent dime could be your $92,000 miracle. It's not just about money either. It's about preserving a story, holding a living piece of history in your hand, and realizing that value isn't always measured by size. The 1966 Roosevelt dime stands as a symbol of hidden potential, historical transition, and numismatic excitement. And who knows, maybe you're already holding one right now. So before you spend that pocket change, before you ignore that old coin tray in your kitchen drawer, take a second look. Because one coin can change everything. The hunt is real. The treasures are out there. And the 1966 Roosevelt dime might just be your golden, or shall we say silver ticket. If you found this video fascinating, make sure to like, subscribe, and share with every coin lover and treasure hunter you know. And remember, every coin has a story. The question: will your dime be the next legend worth $92,000? Keep searching, keep collecting, and never underestimate the power of one dim. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that may be hiding right in your pocket, your drawer, or your childhood coin jar. A tiny silver-colored gem that carries with it a story of American heritage, historical significance, and the shocking possibility of being worth an astonishing $92,000 today. That's right, we're talking about the one and only 2007 P. Roosevelt dime, the one dime coin of liberty, proudly stamped with the words "In God We Trust," the year 2007, and the mint mark, P, from Philadelphia, where it was produced. But don't be fooled by its small size. This coin is making massive waves in the world of numismatics, and for good reason. Now, before we uncover how such a small coin could carry such a jaw-dropping value, let's rewind the clock and understand the deep-rooted history behind this piece of American currency. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, shortly after the passing of Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Roosevelt wasn't just any president. He led the country through the Great Depression and the Second World War. But even more connected to this coin was his relentless fight against polio and his creation of the March of Dimes, a program that helped fund medical research and improve the lives of millions. To honor his contributions to both the nation and to public health, it was decided that his profile would be etched onto the dime, forever linking his legacy with one of the most commonly used coins in the United States. Fast forward to the year 2007, a time when smartphones were just beginning to take over, the housing market was bubbling, and the Philadelphia Mint was striking dimes like it had been doing for decades. The 2007 P. Roosevelt dime had a mintage of hundreds of millions. It was intended to be just another ordinary coin in the sea of change, passed through hands at vending machines, tossed into fountains for wishes, and forgotten in the folds of car seats and wallets. But out of all those millions, only a few coins, a very small handful, have become prized possessions, worthy of astonishing value. Why? Because in the world of coins, it's not just about the date. It's about condition, rarity, mint errors, and flawless detail. Among collectors, the 2007 P. Roosevelt dime has become a coin of intense interest. There are certain coins from this year and mint mark that were struck with exceptional precision, with razor-sharp details on Roosevelt's face, clear and full torch lines on the reverse, and absolutely no scratches, bag marks, or signs of wear. These pristine coins, known as mint state or MS coins, particularly those graded MS67, MS68, and even a rare MS69, can command prices that climb into the tens of thousands. But the ultimate value belongs to those few coins with a rare strike error, a doubled die, off-center strike, or missing clad layer. Imagine owning a tiny 10-cent coin that displays visible doubling on the date, or the word liberty, or one that was struck on the wrong planchet altogether. These are the types of coins that go viral, make headlines, and cause bidding wars among elite collectors and museums. There is one reported 2007 P. Roosevelt dime that shocked the numismatic community by fetching a price tag of $92,000. That's not a typo. $92,000 for a coin you might have gotten in your change at the grocery store. This particular coin was preserved in nearly perfect condition, boasting a deep mirror-like finish and a rare off-metal error. Experts confirmed it was one of the finest examples ever discovered, and when it hit the auction block, collectors went wild. Its value wasn't just in the metal, it was in the rarity, the perfection, and the story behind it. What makes these coins so valuable in today's market isn't just historical context. It's demand. Coin collecting has surged in popularity across YouTube, TikTok, and online forums. Younger collectors are joining the hunt, families are sorting through their change together, and treasure hunters are scouring flea markets and estate sales, all in hopes of finding that one-in-a-million coin. And the 2007 P. Roosevelt dime is now considered one of the must-watch coins from the early 2000s. Some are still sitting unnoticed in jars and drawers, waiting to be discovered. That's the magic of coin collecting. You never know when a piece of pocket change could turn out to be a goldmine. So how do you know if you have one of these rare and valuable dimes? First, take out your magnifying glass and inspect the coin closely. Look at the condition. Is it shiny, free from scratches, and does it look like it was just minted? Then examine the fine details. Are the torch lines on the reverse sharp and complete? Do the letters in Liberty and In God We Trust show signs of doubling or unusual texture? Check the edges, the reading sharp and even, or is there something odd about the thickness or color? You can even weigh the coin. A standard Roosevelt dime weighs about 2.27 grams. If your dime is significantly lighter or heavier, it might be an error coin struck on the wrong metal. To get a professional opinion, you can send your coin to a trusted grading company like PCGS or NGC. They'll examine it under microscopes, verify its authenticity, and assign it a grade. Coins that receive a grade of MS68 or higher, especially with any known error, can instantly become the focus of competitive bids in the coin collecting market. And once a coin gets certified and slabbed with a high grade, its value doesn't just stay high. It can increase over time as demand rises and supply remains scarce. What's truly mind-blowing is that so many of these dimes are still out there. Maybe in a parking meter coin box. Maybe in a tip jar. Maybe hiding in the folds of an old wallet or tucked inside a birthday card from 2007. It only takes one lucky find to change everything. And while most 2007 P dimes are worth their face value of 10 cents, the right combination of condition and rarity could land you a small fortune or even that legendary $92,000 payday. So next time you receive a dime in your change, don't just ignore it. Hold it up to the light. Look at the shine. Study the details. You might be holding history. You might be holding a treasure. And if that coin has the date 2007, the mint mark, P, and just the right amount of mystery and perfection, it could be the start of a story you'll tell for generations. Because in the world of coin collecting, legends aren't always made of gold sometimes, they're just 10 cents. And there you have it, coin lovers. The story of the 2007 P. Roosevelt dime, a modern marvel that reminds us that big value can come in small sizes. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more rare coin discoveries, historical stories, and million-dollar finds, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a hidden treasure. Until next time, happy hunting and may your change always bring you riches.